So I want to record a little companion video for this week's newsletter. Last week was a lot of theory. I talked about how I would approach building a AI CFO bot. And, we broke it down between the CFO part and the bot part and talked about this anatomy of these workflows, data sources, cadence, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm happy with the graphic, but I wanted to show exactly how this works in practice, or at least how I approached one workflow. And that workflow for this week is my marketing dashboard. And this graphic is not the best, but at least it's illustrative of the problem. So right now we're doing a bunch of stuff. I'm doing Google ads, I'm doing LinkedIn post, X posts, I'm writing the newsletter, doing a little LinkedIn outbound, adding posts to the website, blah, blah, blah. And then our funnel looks like this. So people are coming through LinkedIn, they're coming through X, they're coming through LLMs or traditional SEO, they're coming from referrals, they're coming from everywhere. And then they get funneled into a bunch of different places, a bunch of different touch points, and then hopefully they schedule a call. I think we all fundamentally understand that, but a few problems that I was having. One, all this data is everywhere. And two, I don't have a place where I can query all of this data at one time without just pulling manual CSVs like we've all done before, dumping it into Claude or dumping it in Excel or whatever. So I didn't just want a dashboard. We have way too many dashboards as it is. I wanted a place to view all the data and the ability to query it. So I just want to show you some of the architecture and what this looks like. This, as I write in the newsletter, is what my backend looks like. And we make this way too complicated. All this is a database, and Google Sheets is a database. If I go into the data itself, I'm in the table editor within Supabase. I've got all my Beehive posts, my Google Analytics traffic, LinkedIn posts, et cetera, et cetera. This is all just a basic database. And this looks the same as if you built it in Excel. It just lives in a database. And then there's two ways that I interact with this data. I never look in the database itself. I look at the dashboard that I built, and this is totally custom. Claude Code built all of this, and I've got all the different platforms, LinkedIn, how's Twitter doing, how's the website performing, how's Google Search Console, the newsletter, etc. So all that is in one place. And then I can also query that database within Claude. So I won't do a whole lot of actual prompting here, but just to give you some examples, I just said, hey, go refresh the data. Give me a summary of last week's performance. Okay, cool. How could I improve Google Ads? And I was like, oh, by the way, it's actually not tracking Google Ads. So I need to go add that. And then, it gives me a bunch of stuff. Hey, if I were writing an article on LinkedIn, which keywords would you recommend focusing on? And then it gives me some ideas. So I just wanted to show you some of the mechanics and the back end of how this looks, how I approached building it, and how it doesn't have to be that complicated. It's pretty accessible. Again, I think the key is really defining the scope, not trying to build 10 steps ahead. Just build for your specific use case. Make it manageable. Make it to where you can build this in chunks and get meaningful data from it that's actually going to drive decisions. And it's not just this cool, oh, look what I did, and it doesn't go anywhere.